Hi girls, today we are going to study the text that is given in your book, Representation of Geographical Features. I will first explain you what is a map. A map is a visual, pictorial representation of the earth or a part of the earth's surface, drawn in a suitable scale on a flat sheet of paper. It has symbols, directions, and key or legend. Now here it explains about what actually a map is. So it is visual or pictorial. Pictorial means a picture. Visual means that you see. Representation of the earth as a whole, that is the world map, or a part of the earth's surface. It can be any continent or a country or a state, which is drawn to a suitable scale. Scale here means the scale that is used to draw the map. That means, suppose it says 1 centimeter is equals to 200 kilometers. That means 1 centimeter on map will be equal to 200 kilometers on land. And we all know that maps are flat, therefore it is written as a flat sheet of paper. It also has symbols. So whenever we are doing a map which is of agriculture, you will find different symbols and the meaning written in front of it. Those symbols are represented in keys, right, or a legend. And the directions which are there are also given in the map in the form of an arrow which represents north. An atlas is a collection of maps of the world. We all know that the atlas is a book in which we have got the different collections of maps. Let us see what a sketch is. A sketch is a rough drawing without scale. So here we do not use the scale, that is a measurement that represents exactly how much distance is covered on land by representation on the map, which helps a person to find his destination by following the roads and the landmarks on the way. Suppose your uncle wants to go to the employment exchange from Sheriff's Charity Eye Hospital. He can easily follow the route given in the sketch map below to reach here. Now let us see what is the sketch map given here. Now this is the Sheriff Shamlal Hospital here. This is the Sheriff Charity Eye Hospital here. So where does this person wants to go? He wants to go to the employment exchange from the eye hospital. Let us find where the employment exchange is. This is the employment exchange. So from here the person needs to go here, as they have to follow a particular route. So you can see that he will take the Dayanand Marg, and from this Dayanand Marg he will take the Gati Masjid road, and this road goes straight towards the Saraswati Vidyalaya, and from here he will go towards the north and then take a right turn, that is towards the east. He will reach the employment exchange. So this is a small sketch map which tells you where a particular place is, but here there is no scale used. They are just drawn it roughly to explain the area, how to reach a particular place. Like at times when you call your friends on your birthday party, you just make a rough sketch to tell where your home lies, in which you mention the important landmarks which can be easily identified. Let us come to the third step, that is plan. What actually a plan is. We all know that whenever we get a house made, we basically get a plan. Whenever we make a construction, we plan it out. Now this plan has an exact measurement of what details are required. Where can a door be? Where will the window be? Where will your bookshelf be? Everything is there. So it's an accurate representation of a small area showing even the minutest detail of the place is called a plan. The detailed plan of an area like that of a classroom, house, or an office helps in organizing the places in the best possible way. So whenever you go in for construction, you plan it. Whenever you enter a room, whenever you enter a house, you buy a house, you enter a house, you plan it out where are the various things and how you can manage things there. So this actually is a plan, and it is the most accurate representation of a very small area, right? So in this plan, you can see that the windows are drawn. The scale is given 1 centimeter is equals to 1 meter. That means 1 centimeter on the map will be equal to 1 meter on the ground. You can see the doors, the corridors, the blackboard. I think it is a classroom. Yes, it's a plan of a classroom. Let us study the difference between the three. Comparison. Let us do comparison, or you can also say comparative analysis. So in a map, it is a drawing on a scale. A sketch has no drawing on a scale. That means it is not drawn to a scale, and it may have a scale. So this is the difference. When you are differentiating, we have taken here the first point, scale, and we have given the difference on the scale. Map has a scale, sketch does not have a scale, and plan may have a scale. It can also be that plan may not have a scale. But when you are making it exactly accurate, then you have a scale. Map can show large area but not all the details, while a sketch can show a small area and it may or may not have all the details. But a plan shows a detail of an area, right? So this is the difference. Heading you can write down detail. So in detail you can have map is a large area covering but all details are not there. Sketch is a small area covering. Again, you do not have all the details, but in a plan you have every detail. It's a very small area, but every detail is given. Third says that the map serves different purposes like showing direction, location, and distribution of geographical features, while a sketch serves limited purpose as it is mostly used for finding direction. As you are going to your uncle's house, to your friend's house, you are giving the address of a new neighbor, where the neighbor has the house, so therefore you can use a sketch. A plan serves limited purpose too. It is often used for architecture or engineer purposes, like suppose a house is to be constructed, a school is to be constructed, then you make a plan. Let us come to the globe. A globe is a spherical representation of the earth. The actual shape of the earth is an oblate spheroid or a geode. So this is the actual shape of the earth, which is called oblate spheroid or geode. So it has a flattening at the pole and bulging at equator. We generally say that earth is spherical in shape. That is in a general term. But if you see the earth exactly, it has flattened top and bottom. Where we have the poles, it is flattened. Therefore, the name has been given as geode or oblate spheroid. This shape is represented in a globe. And a globe is a fixed model. It is fixed on its tilted axis. This helps in the study of rotation of the earth and the phenomena of day and night. So if you have a globe, then what happens? That when there is a globe, the globe represents the earth. The tilt of the earth is because of the stand on which it is kept, and it can show the process of rotation and formation of day and light if you throw light on one side of the globe. Now let us see what is the difference between globe and a map. A globe shows the political or physical map of the world, whereas a map can be political, physical, or thematic. Globes are usually as big as a football, while a map is flat and can be either rolled or folded, which makes it easier to carry. So the scientist or the science of the map is known as cartography, and the scientists who make map are known as cartographers. So it's a new term. So map making is a science, and this science is known as cartography. And the person who makes the map is known as a cartographer. So when we are making a sketch, it is the first stage of cartography, and slowly and gradually we become sophisticated in making maps. Let us come to why do we need maps? What is the importance of map? Can we live without a map? Or if you do not have a map, what things you feel will be difficult? So first, detailed picture of a small area can be depicted by a map, right? So you can learn about the area around you. It can be drawn to a scale which gives exact representation. Suppose I say that from Dehradun to Delhi is 210 kilometers. How do I know? Because in map when we make, We measure that from where to where it is going. It has been tested, surveyed, and then made. Maps are easy to carry. Instead of globe, if you carry a map, it is easy to carry. It helps planners to develop a complete town. Chandigarh was planned. There was a complete map that was made for Chandigarh, and therefore Chandigarh is highly planned city, you can say. It helps in navigation. It helps navigators to find direction. Because map has direction in it, so it's easy for people to find the direction. I hope this much is clear to you. Before I go to the elements of map, you all can open any map whichever you have in front of you, and you can see what are the things that are given in the map. So the things that are represented in the map are said to be the elements of a map. So the elements of a map include the title, direction, scale, grid system, and a map key or legend. Let us see what is the title of the map. A title gives us an idea of what the map is about. Like in your map, it will be written the political map of India, or political map of Australia, or physical map of India. So this is the title of the map. Next thing is the scale. A scale helps us measure the distance between different locations. In other words, a scale is a ratio between the map distance and the ground distance. A very good example is given. If a scale is 1 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer, it means 1 centimeter on the map represents 1 kilometer on the ground. I hope I made it clear. So if it says 100 centimeter on the map, then how many kilometers we will cover on the ground? 100 kilometers. Let us see now the different types of scales. So they are majorly, first we will discuss the statement scale, the one that I have given example here. It is also known as verbal scale. Children, this is a very important topic and it will help you out up to grade 10. So let us understand it very, very easily, and we must try to understand the importance of this chapter. Any doubt, I will be solving in the online class. So let us come to the first scale, that is the statement scale or the verbal scale. As the name suggests, the description of the scale is written in a written format as a statement or a verbal. For example, when I say 1 centimeter is equals to 1 kilometer, similarly I have written, instead of equal to, I have written the symbol of equal to. Okay, so it's a statement scale. Let us come to the next scale that is there, and that scale is known as the linear scale or the graphical scale. So you always know that you keep a scale in your geometry box. A similar kind of scale, when it is drawn in the form of a line, that is called a linear or a graphical scale. Now if you see here, you will have divisions. This is in centimeter and in kilometer. So it says that here in centimeters means it is 2 centimeter. Again 2 to 4 is again 2 centimeter. 4 to 6 is again 2 centimeter. And in kilometer, the difference is just 1, which says that 2 centimeter is equals to 1 kilometer. Right? Now in this you will find that here also there is some divisions. Now here it is written 500 meters. It is dividing the kilometer into meters, so that whenever you want to find the distance in meters, you can find it from here. We will be doing finding and measuring distances in the upcoming topic. Next scale is the representative fraction, which is also known as RF, and it is a numeric representation of the ratio of the map distance on ground. So it says in this case the units are not mentioned. So if you see the RF, it is given as 1 is to 1 lakh. 1 is to 1 lakh. That means here you do not have the measurement of unit, right? And such type of scale is actually universally accepted, because whichever unit you use here, you will use the same unit on the other side. Suppose it is 1 centimeter is equals to 1 lakh centimeters on ground. So the unit remains same in both the cases.